the Franklin build put to bed. Time to get started on the next build in the lineup here at the workshop. And for that, we're going to be going back to Star Wars, and in this case, the Bandai 1/72nd scale B-wing, or arguably the oddest looking fighter to ever be fielded by the Rebel Alliance. We have a lot of sprue. We're talking overall 6 sprues, 7 if you count the effects pieces, plus the base. Not all of this will be part of the base for the B-wing. Then, of course, you have your combination of either water slide decals or press and peel and press stickers. Now, this particular ship stands out among Bandai's Star Wars. Can't really tell it very well here, but that pilot is not human. Now you can see it better on the box there. The pilot for this ship is actually a Celestin. Does have the option to light the engines using the same lighting unit that I used in Gypsy Avenger, but I'm not going to go that route. All in all, despite the complexity of the build, or at least how the parts make it look, I'm figuring this should be a relatively quick build. You know, it's a Bandai kit. The wings will move, and the cockpit module will turn when all is said and done. So I'll stop babbling now and get started. All right, you can see here, excuse the shaking hand, we have the completed cockpit module with our Celestin pilot in there. Red flight suit, left the chest piece white, face done with a combination of pale flesh and brown ink. Boots and gloves done in dark gray primer. Now, I did lose. There is a piece that goes in that notch right there that I'm hoping doesn't come to be important because it's somewhere down there. It popped out of the tweezers and, you know, wish me luck finding it. But with that, step 1 of this beastie is done. Alright, the end of the last segment I lied. This is actually the finish of step 1, as I've got the main engines done, mounts for the wings in place but no wings yet, and the cockpit module in place, and it will rotate. Very quickly here, this thing's getting done. All right, as you can see, wing pods are wings are in place, as is the, well, technically I guess that's a wing. The S-foils will fold. All that is left now would be to install the weapon pods. And then construction on this little guy will be complete. All right, at this point, final assembly's been done. Decals are on. A little bit of weathering's been done. So we're going to call the build of the Bandai 1/72nd scale B-wing done. Now, you can see we've got our little Celestin pilot in the cockpit. Black wash to bring out detail. I didn't use any of the markings inside the cockpit because, I'm going to be honest, you wouldn't be able to see them. I used some of mostly the kit stock markings, just because I didn't really have an idea for another squadron to put this plane in. Now, the decals for these areas are designed basically to lay over what is a lot of detail. And, of course, even with the setting solutions, I did wind up with some breakup and peeling, but you know what? That actually helps the beaten look on this thing. After the decals were placed, the whole thing was given a black wash to help bring out detail and further the weathering. Now, I did run into one problem down here. You'll notice the guns don't look exactly straight. And I think that's because I didn't align them right when I was inserting them, which also led to the gappage here, which I've clamped and glued to help mitigate somewhat. But all in all, it's a very nice, it's an excellent model of oddly, or what could arguably be called one of the oddest fighter designs ever used in the Star Wars universe. I'm very happy with it. I did not put the lighting in the engines. The base fits neatly between the four nozzles, and you can adjust every 45 degrees or so. I just decided to go vertical for the picks. As I was going to say, I'm very happy with how it turned out, all in all. It's a sharp-looking model. Be very careful putting some of it together. And I'll stop rambling and put some stills at the end, and thank you all for watching.